Solve the equation over the interval 0 to 2 pi. Well, this is a half angle situation, so I'm going to apply the half angle formula for cosine, and then we'll see how it solves out. So the half angle formula for cosine is cosine of u over 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 1 plus cosine of u over 2, and the 2's in the square root sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this plus or minus square root of this whole deal, and then that's going to go in for cosine of x over 2, and then I'll just square it. So it's going to be like this. Plus or minus square root of 1 plus cosine x divided by 2 squared equals sine squared of x. Okay, now when you square the plus or minus square root, those are opposites, and so all you have left is 1 plus cosine of x over 2 equals sine squared x. Okay, now I'm looking at this and I can see that we have a cosine and a sine squared. Well, to solve an equation you really want it in terms of one trig function. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the Pythagorean identity. Sine squared of x equals 1 minus cosine squared of x. Okay, so I'm going to apply that. It'll be 1 plus cosine of x all over 2 equals 1 minus cosine squared of x. Okay, so now I'm going to just go ahead and solve. So I'll multiply both sides by 2. 1 plus cosine of x equals 2 times 1 minus cosine squared of x. Distribute the 2. 1 plus cosine of x equals 2 minus 2 cosine squared of x. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 cosine squared x and subtract 2, so it's going to be 2 cosine squared x plus 1 plus cosine x minus 2 equals 0. Now I feel like we're getting somewhere. Combine like terms. 2 cosine squared of x plus cosine of x minus 1 equals 0. So now I'll continue the work up here. I'm going to go ahead and factor 2 cosine of x and cosine of x. Of course, you can use substitution here if you want to. Okay, so zero product property is next. 2 cosine of x minus 1 equals 0, and cosine of x plus 1 equals 0. So I'm going to solve for x here. Cosine of x equals 1/2, because I add 1 and divide by 2, and cosine of x equals -1. So for cosine of x equal to 1/2, x equals pi over 3, or 5 pi over 3. And for cosine of x to equal -1, x has to equal pi. Alright, so my solutions are x equals pi over 3, pi, and 5 pi over 3. So let's review process. Use that half angle formula to get rid of the x over 2. Then we simplified, used Pythagorean identity right here, and then it's just algebra from there and solving.